Hello, students. Welcome back. Today we are going to learn a new lesson from our English course book, page number 37. The Blue Light. The Blue Light, written by Vaikam Muhammad Bashir. Before starting our lesson, let's look more about the author Vaikam Muhammad Bashir. Vaikam Muhammad Bashir, also known as Bepur Sultan, was an Indian independence activist writer of Malayalam literature. He was a writer, humanist, freedom fighter, novelist, and short story writer. Noted for his path breaking down to earth style of writing that made him equally popular among literacy critics as well as the common man. His notable works include Balyagala Sagi, Shabdangal, Pathumande Madilugal. The government of India awarded him the fourth highest civilian honor of the Padma Shri in 1982. He also got Sahitya Academy Fellowship, Kerala Sahitya Academy Fellowship, and Kerala State Film Award for the Best Story. The story Blue Light is transferred into a film called Bhargavi Nilayam, which is very famous Malayalam movie. Now let's listen to the story. Bashir, a young, enthusiastic, and free-spirited writer, comes to stay at a deserted mansion called Bhargavi Nilayam. The mansion is rumored to be possessed with the ghost of a young girl who committed suicide when she was betrayed in love. Bashir noticed the fear in almost everyone, from the rickshaw driver to the postman to his local friends, when he mentioned the desolated mansion. Most of them pursued him to look for another place. But for Bashir, it was an ideal place to pursue his creative writing. Although he himself admits that he is not going to believe these rumors. He starts talking to her, or rather talking to himself, as if talking to Bhargavi. Being a writer, he explores the infinite extents of this universe and meaning of the mortal life. Let's see what happened in the life of Bashir when he started to live in that mansion called Bhargavi Nilayam. The speaker in the story is a writer who had rendered an old house on the outskirts of a small town in Kerala. The house has no electricity and is not well looked after, but the speaker finds it's a perfect place to write his next novel. After he moved in, the local warned him that the house is haunted by a ghost named Bhargavi. The speaker does not take the warning very seriously. 2.5 months pass and he begins to forget about Bhargavi. Then one day something happens. Now let's see what happened to Bashir and the house which he started to live in. It mustn't have been around 10 o'clock. I had been writing a story since 9. It was a highly emotional piece. I was writing furiously when I felt the light from the lantern becoming gradually dimmer. I picked up the lamp and shook it. There was no kerosene in it. But I did not want to stop writing. All my attention was on the story I was writing. I continued writing as the light got dimmer and dimmer until finally it went out all together. Now I needed some kerosene. I remembered that I could go to the bank and get some. My friends who worked at the bank lived in one portion of the building. I could borrow some kerosene from their stove. So I picked up the torch and the empty kerosene bottle, went downstairs and locked the main door. Outside there was misty moonlight and the sky was overcast. I walked fast. When I reached the front of the bank building, I called out to my friends. Soon, one of them came down and opened a side gate. We then walked along the side of the building and climbed up the stairs. The three of them had been playing cards. When I told them I need some kerosene, one of them laughed and said, Couldn't you ask? Couldn't you have asked Bhargavi to fetch you some kerosene? I too laughed, but I didn't say anything. While one of them was pouring out some kerosene from their stove, it started to rain. We are stopping here. So, this is an introduction to the story The Blue Light, written by Vaikam Muhammad Bashir. In this story, he have given a clear picture about the atmosphere of the house which he is living, and what he is doing there. He is going to write a very important novel, and what happened on that night is clearly described. So, my dear students, read this lesson once again before entering our classroom. Let's revisit whatever we have read today. Where does the narrator's friends live? What kind of night was it? How does the narrator portray the building which his friends live? Try to find out the answer for this question. If you are able to find out the answer, that means you have comprehended the paragraph. If you can't answer, don't feel bad, read it again. Now we are going to learn phrasal verbs with pick. Let's see a few phrasal verbs with pick. Pick up. We use pick up for three different situations. Pick up to travel by a car and collect someone. Pick up to lift someone or something. Pick up to learn or skill without formally or studying it. Some examples are also given here. My dad picked me up from the school. The weight looks too heavy to pick up. I picked up some basic English on holiday. The next phrasal verb with pick is pick at. It's a type, we use it to show the manners of eating. It eat small amount of food, usually slowly. One example is given here. Verena wasn't feeling well, so she picked at her food during dinner. Next, we can see pick on, pick over, and pick apart. Let's see what this three means. Pick on means to laugh at or make fun of someone in any kind or any way. When I was younger and smaller, I was picked on by an older kid at my school. Next word is pick over. To examine a collection of things carefully so that you can decide which one you want. I spend too much time picking over produce when I go to the grocery store. Now pick apart. That word is not in your textbook, but please listen. Pick apart. To say all of the things that are bad or wrong about something or someone. I don't like to go to movie with Uma. He likes to pick apart everything we see together. So, next we can move on to the next phrasal word with pick. Its next word is pick out, to choose one thing or person from a group. I have to pick out a nice dress for the party. I have to pick out. Pick off. Pick somebody off, to aim carefully at a person, an animal, or an aircraft, especially one of a group, and then shot them. Snipers were picking off innocent civilians. Dear students, hope you all understand today's section. We will discuss more about the phrasal verb in our class. So, hope you all understand. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Thank you.